So today's second video, I've just done a video on drinking your calories. Go and have a look at that. I'll put the link below. You can see by the title, it's pretty straight to the point. So I'll try not to waffle because it's a habit I have. So my 5 reasons why I see bariatric surgery as the bastardry of the weight loss industry. It's almost like a poet. I don't even know it. Now, first things first. There are 5 steps that we're going to go through, and I'll explain along the way. And why am I doing this? Because someone close to me has gone down this particular path, and I know that the results so far have been good, so mentally, etc. But I've got some serious concerns about what this means moving forward. And obviously, having dug into this now a little bit more, I sort of thought about it beforehand, but started looking at it because I looked at it myself at one stage, and digging into this a bit before. It's quite a scary situation. So let's just give you some stats. They say that around 15% or thereabouts of bariatric surgery results in what we simply call failure. Now, what is failure in their book? Well, there's a variety of them, but really what failure is, or success is if the person manages to achieve a 50% weight loss of what they call their excess weight. So if you should be an 80 kilo person and you are a 120 kilo person, therefore you are 40 kilos over by their so-called measures, then if you lose 20, then you are considered a success. That's bullshit. But when you dig a bit deeper, you go on to look at long-term failure rates, and we're starting to look at between 20 and 35% of people who, now we say long-term, they're talking 12 months post-surgery, go back and rebound, and they rebound, some of them unfortunately in an even bigger way because of what I think is one of the reasons why this thing is it fails. Now, things like gastric banding actually have a higher failure rate of around 50%. And obviously, if you think about that, the band breaks, it's considered a fail. So really, does this work? Yes or no? Okay, so number one reason. The doctor wants you to jump through a hoop first for you to show him or her that you're committed to this. So here's what happens. You go there, you see them. Some of them do or do not do a good psychological evaluation, but at no point do they touch on a key thing, which is probably the 5th point we're going to cover. What they say to you is go away, do this, and what I need you to do is go away for X weeks and show me that you can lose 10 kilos. If you can lose 10 kilos, then I will do the surgery for you. It's literally putting a gun to your head. So what do these people do? They think in their mind, I really need this surgery. There's not another solution for me. And granted, that's what some people think. So they go away and they do this, and then they go on to the pills, potions, and magic lotions track. They go on to the bariatric shakes. So it's a bit like the video that I just did about the man shakes and the lady shakes and the meal replacements and da-da-da-da-da. It ends up, they go on that path and they start drinking their daily calories. So yes, what happens? Number one, they will lose weight. They will lose a number on the scale. They will stop with all the water retention. They will lose that there. They will lose muscle because they're doing jack all. They may be doing a lot more walking than they've ever done before. And they're just simply dropping what is the most energy heavy element of your body. That's lean muscle mass. You want that on that, because if you had lean muscle mass and you were able to build that, your body would start to stoke the fire a lot more, and therefore over time your metabolism would get a bit better, and because it needs to maintain that, it needs to feed this good energy mass. Instead, what happens is you're on bariatric drinks that are basically water with a flavor. You're feeling full. You're drinking a lot of them throughout the day. You're really not getting any probably decent nutrients, not even fiber, not enough for you to survive on. And therefore, what does your body do? They say it starts to burn fat. If you had a look at a before and after for one of these individuals on a DEXA scan, there is no freaking way that they have lost body fat. they have lost weight, and they have lost a shitload of muscle. There will be some body fat, but the reality is it's not that. It's a number on the scale. And what have they also done? Reason number two, they've put themselves into such a calorie deficit that, excuse my French, they're about to fuck their metabolism up for the long run. From day one, you've gone from maybe overeating, not knowing what you're eating, or eating in excess, to pretty much eating sweet FA. You have plummeted like you wouldn't believe. And your metabolism has gone, oh, righto, dude. Cool, I need to regulate this. So I'm going to downplay my metabolism. I'm going to take my foot off the accelerator. I'm going to go a little bit slower because you're not giving me that much in. And therefore, I'm going to try and balance you out. Because people, that's what happens. How many of you have tried a diet only to find that after a while, it stops? It stops working, because you're not doing anything else to bring the requirement of your body back up. You're not eating the right type of food. You're not eating significant amount of protein. You're not building enough lean muscle mass for that metabolism to go, hey, well, I need to be up here and get you working. You are pretty much gone from 0 to freaking hero in super fast mode. And there starts the problem that you're going to have now forevermore. Number 3, post-surgery, choking. Seriously, this is a problem. When people have their stomach stapled or something is being brought down, then what ends up happening, let me just get rid of this call. What ends up happening with these poor individuals is that the first time they start back in solids, they chew what they think is normal, and then they go to swallow and it gets stuck. They are shit scared of choking and carking it. Seriously, that's what happens. So the problem that we now have with these poor individuals is that they've got to go to little baby cuts, and they've also got to learn to chew or masticate their food, which they need to do in order for it to pass through and to get into the stomach and to get that feeling of fullness. Nothing worse than coming out of surgery, going on a weight loss, and you choke on a nugget. Number 4, as we said before, metabolism. Your metabolism is now screwed up. Even when you come out, for a while, you're on this stuff until the body starts to heal itself. But again, you've gone from here with very little exercise. You may be starting to do a little bit more exercise, and then suddenly your metabolism has plummeted. Hey, but you're feeling great because you're seeing the numbers on the scale go down, and that's fine for a period of time. But what happens in 3 months and 6 months and 12 months, and you're not seeing anything change? And now you've got all this floppy, sloppy skin. You look like a skeleton. You look like the skeleton doesn't actually have any bone density. So that's the 4th part. The metabolism is messed up. And what I think is probably the worst thing out of all of this here, and that's why I call it bastardry, is the problem for a lot of people still exists. And that problem is your relationship with food. Because perhaps maybe no one ever taught you what it means to eat proper food. You maybe did not learn the skill to cook food. You maybe grew up in a house where everything was the quick and easy, done for you, and yes, it was the fast food turnaround, because at the end of the day, fast food in this day and age is still a shitload cheaper than buying healthy. And it doesn't go off because you eat it straight away. So your relationship with food remains the one problem. What are you going to do after a while where you're sick and tired of shakes? Where you're sick and tired of not eating enough? What happens when you go out to the dinner party, they're out with the friends and bits and pieces? And for some people, you're sitting there feeling embarrassed because you're putting your little thing into a protein shaker to have while everyone out there is sitting and enjoying a glass of wine, a beer, and everything else. Because at no point have we said to you that you can't do that. Your relationship with food, your relationship with you, and how you feel about that when you eat and when you see yourself in the mirror hasn't been touched. And please don't ever freaking well tell me that the doctor covers that, because the doctor doesn't give a shit. You go to any doctor, GP, surgeon nowadays, and they will simply tell you, you want to lose weight? Stop eating. Don't do this. You've got a sore knee, you don't like running, stop running. Don't do this, don't do that. That's their solution. They don't help you sit down and work out what should be the right way, the right dose, the right method, the right education that you perhaps need to help you help yourself. People, if you're going down the course of bariatric surgery, do your freaking homework. Go and meet some of these people, go and talk to some of these people that have been through it and got some results, but the majority of those that have rebounded back. And what's the one thing that someone they had wished they had told them before is how to do it correctly in the first place. It ain't a 7, 14 to 28 day challenge. It took you X years to get to this stage. It may take you 50% of X to get out of this stage, but at least you won't fuck your metabolism up in the meantime and end up having a shit-ass relationship with food forever and ever. Amen. That's it. 5 reasons why I think that it's absolutely nonsense. But if it's right for you and that's what you think it is, then I'm going to congratulate you by doing something. But please, for the life of yourself, go and investigate this further. Don't just take what they have to say, because the outcome for them is one thing. They've done the surgery. That's it. What happens to you thereafter? They do not give a shit.